Hello friends, I'm Dr. Jeevan Joseph from Jeevan's Diabetes and Endocrine Center, Vimala Hospital, Ettumanoor, Kottayam. Today I'm going to discuss a topic which I think will be of great interest to all of you, and it will be quite useful as well. So please make sure that you listen to this from beginning to end, because each and every point is really important. We're going to talk about rice and its impact on diabetes and how people with diabetes can do stuff that can still make them or make it easier for them to enjoy the occasional meal of rice without actually having big spikes in their blood sugars. We all know that diabetes is a huge problem in India and also throughout Southeast Asia, India, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, and many of the other states that we have, especially the southern states. Rice is a staple diet. Now, one of the major things that patients who come to me in clinic ask is that how can we continue to have some rice although we have diabetes? Because the general advice is you cut down on your carbs and try to avoid rice as much as possible and other carbohydrates as well, and try to be more focused on say vegetables, some fruits and protein-based diets to make sure that your diabetes is under control. So there are three things that we need to understand when we want to have rice. The first thing is selecting the rice, the right variety. Please understand that all kinds of rice varieties are not the same. We can classify this based on the glycemic index. Now the glycemic index is when you eat any foodstuff, how quickly does it make your blood sugars go up? That's what the glycemic index is. So if the glycemic index of a particular foodstuff is high, that means that there will be a big spike in your blood sugar levels. Now let us look at the rice varieties as compared to their glycemic index. The first one, if you look at jasmine rice and white rice, they have a very high glycemic index, around 90 or close to 90. If you look at brown rice, that's slightly less but still on the higher side at around 70, 74, 75, that kind of range. Below this you have what's called the red rice. Now the red rice has got lower glycemic index, usually around 55. So anything at 55 or less we say is low glycemic index. So the red rice would be a great option for those people who want to select the best variety of rice that they can have because they have diabetes. Now within red rice there are many categories. The one that is commonly available in Kerala is called matta rice or Palakkad and matta rice. So this is something that you can, these are not brand names, these are actually the categories of rice, and you can find them if you go to the supermarket. So this Palakkad and matta rice is an indigenous variety of red rice that is available in Kerala that may be preferred compared to the other varieties that I said. Now if you are a perfectionist and you want to go for the best variety of red rice, that's something called Rathasali or Rektasali rice. So this is called the red princess rice. This is a very ancient variety of rice. It has also been spoken of in Charaka Samhita and various other Ayurvedic texts. It's a medicinal value rice, and it is now cultivated in certain pockets within Kozhikode, Wayanad and some places in Tamil Nadu, and is available. It may not be easily available on the supermarkets, but you can Google it from BioBasics, and various other agencies are selling it. And the advantage of this rice is that it's a variety of red rice, but at the same time it's probably has lots of medicinal qualities as well and has a low glycemic index. So if you want the best variety of red rice, then this may be something that you can look at. And also there are many companies that are now offering diabetic friendly rice or low GI rice, and they claim that their glycemic index of that rice is close to 45. Now, although they have done independent testing which is available on the company's website, personally I'm not entirely sure of it, but you can certainly look at this, and the key is to look at low glycemic index rice, and the one that is commonly available is the red rice variety. So this is about selecting the right variety of rice. Now the second thing is the right style of cooking. So here we have to understand 2 or 3 points. One, you can lower the glycemic index of any rice variety by doing a few simple tricks. One is you soak it for 2 or 3 hours in water and then drain the water, and do that multiple times. This is one way of doing it. The second thing is when you actually cook, don't overcook it. In Italian, it's called la dente, which means cook to the teeth, which is that it should be firm and not overcooked, because if you overcook, then it's likelier that it will cause a bigger spike in your blood glucose. And the third most important thing is the cooling and reheating method, which is that when you cook rice, you allow it to cool after cooking for 1 or 2 hours, not more than that, and then after that you keep it in the fridge, not in the freezer but in the actual fridge, and you allow it to cool down in the fridge for 12 hours, and then you can take it and then reheat it and then use it. The advantage is that when you do this, you develop the rice changes into resistant starch. There's more of resistant starch in the rice that has been cooled and reheated. And the resistant starch means that the body will not be able to absorb it too quickly, and therefore the blood spike of glucose levels or the sugar spike in your blood is actually less. So these are the 3 things that you can do to make sure that you are cooking right. And the third most important thing is that you eat right. So eating right means that when you eat rice, don't eat it just by itself. You make sure that there's a healthy majority element of vegetables and proteins, so that the absorption is slowed down and you don't get a big glucose spike. This is what we call the plate method, which is that if you have an imaginary plate in front of you, you draw a line through the middle of it, and the 1/2 of that should be vegetables, and the other half is divided into some proteins like fish, chicken, and for vegetarians maybe soya chunks, peas, paneer, and so on and so forth. And on the other side, the other 1/4 of that half can be rice or chapatis or wheat or whatever is the carbohydrate that you are having. So make sure that you mix it well with plenty of vegetables and proteins. And the last point is that don't gulp and swallow the rice quickly, because if you chew well and swallow slowly, again it can delay the spike in your glucose levels. So selecting right, cooking right, and eating right will mean that even if you are selecting and having some rice as part of your staple diet and you are diabetic, you can minimize your chances of this affecting your blood sugar levels. Please understand that any carbohydrate will increase your blood sugar levels to some extent, but how can you manage it within the context of our usual social activities and have a good quality of life? And in doing that, we can use all these techniques that I've just mentioned and have a tasty meal. Thank you very much.